How hard will it be for Luke Walton to coach guys like LeBron and Rondo, the smart, cerebral guys, the real X's and O's guys on this team?
It's important you bring in Rondo, too. So I spoke with Ty Lue yesterday, and I asked him about what he would tell Luke Walton. And there's two things that stood out. It was handling pressure, and that's pressure from the media, from the outside scrutiny about their expectation to win, about LeBron coaching the team, things of that nature. And it was preparation. And that was the first. He said the biggest piece of advice that I would give to Luke is that you have got to understand just how smart LeBron is, and he will pick out every and anything, offensively, defensively. But he said more than anything, through my prep, he said I would always have to be thinking about what questions is LeBron going to ask? What is he going to look at, and how is he going to challenge me in a positive way? Because he sees different things on the floor. And I think with both LeBron, I think with Rajon Rondo, let's toss Lance Stevenson and the personality he brings. There's a lot of personalities to deal with for Luke Walton. But more than anything, I think it's the savvy, the cerebral way that both LeBron and Rajon Rondo look at the game, think about the game, and they will not for a second hesitate to challenge Luke with what his game plan is, schematically what's happening, how he is handling the game. So I think that will be a tremendous challenge for Luke Walton, who hasn't had that type of pressure to win yet. He's handled a lot of media scrutiny with the balls, but about actually needing to win and coaching a player of this caliber.
I actually went to a Cavs practice when LeBron, the first time he was with the Cavs before he went to Miami, and Shaq was on the team, and spent some time with Shaq before practice because I knew Shaq. And I told him, and you've been here with Cleveland. You play with a lot of players. Give me something, because I was a huge fan of LeBron. Give me some things on LeBron. He was like, Chris, he's a basketball savant. I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, Chris, it's like he almost has a photographic memory. He remembers all the sets that we're running. He also remembers all the sets that the other teams are running. He also hears the names of plays, and when he comes around the next time he plays that team, he remembers all the plays that they're running. So anytime you're in competitive sports at the professional level, that being football, basketball, you're going to be challenged by if your best players are the smartest players, because the coach, he has something that he can't relate to. He can relate to the X's and O's, but he can't relate to that unbelievable ability for the player not only to be able to master the game physically, but for the player to master the game mentally. So, yes, it will be a challenge, but it was a challenge for Erik Spoelstra in Miami. All right, Dwayne Wade had to vouch for him that LeBron said, okay, if you believe him. He told him his X's and O's are very, very strong. So LeBron said, no problem. I'm all in. Everyone, Black, when he was in Cleveland, his X's and O's were very, very strong before they got to Ty Lue. So to me, Luke Walton has the same opportunity. All three of those other coaches, which everyone thought all three of those other coaches were going to get fired, only one of those coaches got fired.
So here's the key. Listen, the Ty Lue thing, I almost think we can separate. LeBron's last season in Miami, before the season was over, a guy very close to LeBron said, listen, just so you know, he's going to Cleveland. I didn't believe him. He's going to Cleveland. I'm going with him. And Ty Lue's going to be the coach. Now, the Cavs ended up screwing up the timeline of that a little bit. They hired David Blatt before LeBron got there, but that eventually happened. Ty Lue was LeBron's...
Ty Lue had a very impressive interview with the Cavs, and they, at that point, hired Ty Lue to be the highest-paid assistant in the NBA.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Ty Lue was, to a degree, LeBron's hand-picked guy. But Spoelstra and Blatt are two great examples for how this thing can go. Spoelstra was a video coordinator with no experience that everyone thought Pat Riley was going to take his job from him, like Pat Riley took Stan Van Gundy's job. LeBron's first year in Miami, there's a moment where Spoelstra calls timeout, there's walking off the bench, LeBron's walking to the bench, and LeBron shoulder checks him. Like, we didn't act like it was an accident. No, LeBron's seen him and shoulder checked him. He did not yet respect him. Erik Spoelstra, his preparation is unlike... as good as any coach in the league. He earned LeBron's respect.
Yes.
David Blatt never did. And I can tell you the moment that everyone knew Blatt was done. Game 4 of the series against the Bulls, LeBron's first year there. Two things happened. One, they're down 2-1 in the series now after a buzzer beater that gave the Bulls Game 3. David Blatt calls a timeout they don't have. that would have lost them the game with less than 15 seconds left. The ref sees it and I think pities Blatt and just waves him off.
Yep.
So they didn't call the technical. Ball goes out of bounds. Blatt then, after making that mistake, calls a play where there's less than 2 seconds left. LeBron is inbounding it. LeBron vetoes it, says no, the ball's coming to me. He hits a three in the corner to win the game, then tells the world, no. Blatt had called a different play. I called that play. That moment, it was over. Like, it was all over but the funeral. So they end up losing the finals. Then all next season, they are waiting for a chance to fire Blatt because LeBron lost faith in him. You didn't know how many timeouts we had? And after screwing that up, you ain't giving me the ball? Like, that wasn't a selfish thing. That was a it's the right play thing. So Luke Walton can earn LeBron's trust, but you got to earn it. It's not going to be given. And this is a tough guy. There's no question LeBron knows more about basketball than Luke Walton. There's no question whatsoever. So he's going to have to go in there like Spoelstra did and prove to him he's going to help him out as a coach.
You think it's a short leash, though? Sarah, do you think, though, that with the Lakers don't have 10 years to say, oh, figure this out? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on this organization.
I think two things, and I hate to ever speculate on someone's job, especially since we're sitting in the middle of the summer, but the fact that Luke Walton is not Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka's guy, that he was not picked by them. And Jeannie Buss has done an incredible job throughout the course of last season when there was conversation about his job, even when LeVar Ball came out and said the players don't. He has always been backed up by Jeannie Buss. But at the end of the day, he is not the head coach that was handpicked by Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, and this is their show. So in terms of a short leash, I think that he will be scrutinized throughout the course of the entire season. But if they hit bumps where they are not winning, where things happen, where he is challenged by LeBron, by Rajon Rondo, how he handles it and how he responds, I think will be something that they will definitely be taking a look at. And I think, the Western Conference is tough. Yeah. Like, we talk about LeBron James, we talk about the players they have, the roster they may have. The Western Conference has gotten even better, top to bottom. So this isn't going to be easy.
Yeah, I think Luke Walton, he will be under scrutiny. Anyone who coaches the Lakers, they should be under scrutiny. When you have LeBron James, there is a certain amount of pressure that's different. But in all these situations you talked about, that being with Sproles, that being with Blatt, they had patience. Like, they had patience in the situation. Blatt, was this his first job coming from Europe? Coaching the Cavs and coaching LeBron James, that might have been a little much for him. Ty Lue, I thought, did an amazing job of growing into the job and is a more than competent NBA coach. Luke Walton, we must wait. He knows enough basketball, but do they have enough patience in La La Land to be able to wait?
I'm going to add one other piece to this that is LeBron, unrelated to LeBron, because Sarah brings up a very important point, which is this is not the GM or the team president's guy. The other thing was, for all the nonsense there is with LeVar Ball went out and verbally attacked, so to speak, criticized Luke Walton. What we didn't see last year after that was a whole bunch of players on the Lakers saying he's wrong. What we didn't see was a whole bunch of players on the Lakers saying
LeVar is wrong?
Saying LeVar is wrong. We didn't see a whole bunch of players, or for that matter, the front office, except for I think Jeannie Buss, come out and say, no, Luke is doing everything we ask of him. Everyone should be agnostic on Luke Walton. Yeah, he was the interim coach for the Warriors, and they were like 39-2. So throw that out. Like, he's a young coach, very, very, not just inexperienced, but literally a young coach. And now he's coaching the team that will be talked about more than any other team in basketball.
He's 38 years old?
Yeah, I mean, he's just same draft class as LeBron. Yeah. Said he just played 4 years of college. Like, this is a tough job for anybody, much less one of the youngest coaches in the NBA.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.